What's going on, my PT peeps? Mark and that family of my fighters. I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead Ones Who Live Season 1, Episode 4, potential spoilers. Obviously, spoiler warning. If you don't want to know this information, stop watching now. So we have some potential spoilers for Season 1, Episode 4 that looks to be written by Denai Herrera, which is awesome. Big shout out and credit to We Are TWD fans, Flora and Yasmin there. Spoilers for The Ones Who Live, Season 1, Episode 4, titled What We. So huge shout out to Yasmin, whose awesome notes supplemented my notes on this episode. I caught the vapors and lost my ability to think for a minute. A few things to note. Denai wrote this episode. Denai is a playwright, and it very much gives a stage play and personal perspective. And if you are not here for Rashone sexy time, then you may want to fast forward a scene. This episode all takes place in the building we see in last week's previews. It reminds me of the building where we see Michonne, toddler Andre, Mike, and Terry in Season 4, Episode 9 of The Walking Dead. Some of the dialogue and cinematography is eerily similar. This episode is all just Rick and Michonne. Rick wants to go back to the CRM and wants Michonne to go back home. He tells her Jadis brought him to the CRM and how she will destroy their home if they try to leave. He tells her him staying in the CRM keeps her safe. Same stuff he has been saying, but Michonne ain't with it at this point. They discuss this through the night with Michonne saying they need to go home. She tells him their kids are waiting for them. Huge reveal. She finally tells Rick that he has a son, RJ. Rick is still adamant on sending her back. He lost his tracker, but Michonne has hers as he asks her for it. This goes on all night. Morning comes and they see that their helicopter crashed on the side of the adjoining building. Rick says to Michonne, "You saved our lives." They think we're dead. They argue more about heading back. Michonne gives him the tracker and tells him, "Fine, I'll leave," and leaves the apartment. Rick is standing at the door debating on going after her. In his mind, he wants to go back to keep her and their kids in Alexandria safe. So we have a trailer breakdown, but it's cool that we could see some, similar things that we saw in The Walking Dead on the show. This is from Season 4 when we see the flashback of Michonne and her son, Andre. The spoilers continue with finally common sense hits him and Rick chooses to go after Michonne. A CRM helicopter appears out of nowhere, which was cool, and fires at the crashed helicopter and causes that side of the building to start crumbling. He catches up to Michonne and saves her as the explosion happens. Michonne barely escaped after almost getting caught by a chandelier. Rick says the CRM fired at the crashed helicopter because they erase all existence of them so no one knows, which, hello, is a good thing, but the Jadis of it all still looms. Michonne calls it poop on Rick about wanting to stay with the CRM. She hits him with the "why you always lying" routine. They make it back to the apartment they first were in and were arguing at. They are happy to be safe and back in that apartment. They stop fighting and spend the night together. Cue Rashone sexy time. The next morning, they're still in bed talking about the kids. Michonne tells Rick how she got the X scar on her back from the feral monster kids in 914, how her and Daryl got them. The building then starts to buckle and Rick says they need to go. Michonne says, "No, we're not moving until we decide where we're going." She tells Rick, "What did they do to you? This is going to break hearts." He finally breaks and tells her they took Carl from him. Upon his arrival at the CRM, he episode dreamed about Carl and how he lost him. He just couldn't dream of him anymore. That was the beginning of the breaking zone of his spirit. So I'm guessing they mean that Carl was clearly killed by the walker bite and everything. It was that the CRM broke him, that he can't remember him or think about him or visualize him or see him. So that's symbolically. So we're going to have Rick and Michonne together again, a la like in Season 6. But we're going to see, Michonne finally telling Rick about stuff that happened while he was gone. So it looks to be like a catch-up episode where Rick finally finds out all this information and Michonne finds out information about, Jadis and stuff there. But it's kind of sad, to find out about Rick, Michonne, Carl, just what could have been a nice, happy family. But this is The Walking Dead we're talking about here. Rick goes on to say that he started dreaming about her, Michonne, and he learned how to live by being dead inside. Then she found him and he can't take losing her again. He tells Michonne she's the love of his life. He said he won't make it mentally if anything were to happen to her. He knows that she's safe. He can continue on trying to change the CRM from within. Michonne then pulls out a phone. It has Carl's picture carved into it. She tells him, what would Carl say? What would he want him to do? Michonne says, we will love each other to the fullest and will keep our family safe. Rick snaps out of it and leaves the tracker, and it's decided they're going back home. They escape the building and make it to a hybrid gas-electric car with enough fuel to get them home. The building was some sort of site Eugene would have been at, creating and adapting machinery, etc. post-ZA. The walkers that were there were really skinny. They figured it was the people who lived, worked there, starved to death. The episode ends with them driving off and Michonne driving because she drives stick. End scene. So I don't know what they mean by back home. Here's some, here's some etching on the phone that I thought was kind of nice. So I don't know if Michonne had this made while she was here, or they drew a new one for Carl so he can remember. We have some filming photos when they were filming. Remember we were talking about all these things here about did he lose his hand, did he lose his hand? And how about all the people that said he didn't, huh? Well, we found out right away that was true. We know that they're going to get in this yellow truck that is going to take them home. But what does that mean? What home? Alexandria? Commonwealth? Doubt it, because we don't really see that in the filming for these episodes, but maybe we'll see. But that's the vehicle that we believe they will be in, and that's going to be the chase scene with Jadis. So Jadis is going to be a thorn in their side and a pain in their butt. So we'll have to see what unfolds with Jadis coming after them, and the CRM coming after them too. So it's kind of cool to see how this is playing out. Also, with filming of one of the last two episodes, if not the last one, Daryl was there, well, Norman was on set, and now we know the guy in the middle is Esteban, so he should make it to the end of the series, or near the end at least. Also, we're going to see some helicopters and the CRM location here that looks to be possibly taking some damage. So is this where the summit is, where all the leaders are going to be? And I can't wait to see how this is going to unfold for the remaining episodes, episode 4, 5, and 6. Again, these are potential spoilers. We don't know how real they're going to be or what's going to exactly happen, but it sounds like it's probably going to happen somewhat similar to that, because we do see a lot of this footage, but I don't know. It's hard to see how it's actually going to play out from these spoilers. So it sounds like it's a lot of backstory with Rick and Michonne getting caught up and them being together. And so hopefully it's a good episode written by Denai Guerrero, who plays Michonne, which is awesome. So you got a writer, an executive producer, and a starring role in the series. Big ups to Denai Guerrero, who's awesome. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Support the BT channel when you can. Big shout out to We Are the TWD fans for this information. Awesome stuff. Can't wait to find out if it's true or not. Stay safe, and as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys.